guys, welcome back, and here we are today with another tutorials on how to be a content creator. So today we're going to be talking about how to shoot a video for YouTube. Yeah, if you don't watch all my other videos, please do well to watch those videos. I talked about how to create a YouTube channel. I also talked about how to know your niche, and I also talk about the equipment you need to have when you're starting up a YouTube channel. So just like I said, today we're going to be talking about how to shoot your videos. So my number one will be set your camera. So I'm going to be showing you a video illustration of what your camera should look like when you're shooting a YouTube video. Remember, I said a YouTube video because there's a different frame size you use for Facebook. There's also a different frame size you use for YouTube. So for example, you're doing a YouTube video. This is what your size frame is going to look like, just like the illustration you saw with my microphone plug, my Booyah tripod stand. So this is what it looks like. And of course for Facebook, it's going to look like this. And for Instagram, it's the same as TikTok. But for YouTube, you have this as your frame size. There are different frame sizes. When we begin to talk about how to edit videos, I'm going to be showing you all the different frame sizes we have. The same way we have it with our thumbnails, it's the same way we have different frame sizes. Now, in your camera setting, ensure you are actually shooting your video at 4K 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second. So how do you know you're shooting on 4K at 30 frames per second? Of course, you go to your camera settings. Under your settings, you go to your camera, check the format of your videos. That's where you know if you're, because at default, phone cameras don't come with 4K at 30 frames per second. So you have to set that yourself. This gives you the best video quality on your video. So quickly do that. Check what your video camera is like, the camera resolution you have. If it's not there, quickly set it so before you start doing your videos. When you do that, you have that now as your default camera setting for your phone. Now there's this mistake I see a lot of people make, and I want to talk about it, which is actually my number 2, which is look at the lens, not at your phone. Look at the lens like I am right now. I am looking at my lens. I am not looking at the phone. If I'm looking at the phone, you're going to see me looking at myself. That means I'm looking at myself if I'm looking at the phone. So for example, let me show you the two. Right now I'm looking at the camera lens. So the camera lens makes it look very direct, like I'm looking at you, because the camera lens is what I'm actually looking at. But when I'm looking at myself, look at it. I'm looking at myself right now. Are you seeing the difference? So I'm not communicating with you if I'm looking at myself. It just makes it look like I'm admiring myself in the video. But is that what my video is all about? I'm putting out a video here to give you some form of information on the other. So I have to be looking at you, like, of course, imaginary you, not like I'm seeing you, but I'm just telling you what it's supposed to look like. Right. So when you're shooting any video, like, look at the lens, not at yourself. Like I'm doing right now. I'm looking at myself right now, but doing this, I'm looking at the camera lens. And this is what you do all through your video. Just continue to look at your lens. Now, while shooting your video, when you click the button, especially if you don't have a remote, I have the remote. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't use it. Try as much as possible to give some space. For example, let me just do this. Let's say I click on my, let's just say I click, bam. I don't start talking immediately because the time I will click and adjust myself back, it's some few seconds. So it's always good. So once you click, give it some few minutes or few seconds, I mean, before you start talking and talking and talking and talking. Now also let me say this here, once you make a mistake, for example you're making a sentence and you say something like, and so as I was about to, say gone. Do you understand? So as I was about to go, and you said as I was about to gone mistakenly. Of course, sometimes this thing happens. Don't just say as I was about to gone go. No, go back to the beginning of that sentence, because when you're editing, sometimes it will be difficult for you to remove these things. So I said as I was about to gone, as I was about to go. Are you saying it? There's no, when you're splitting the video, it's very, very difficult for you to like do some work there. So for example, you make a mistake as I was about to gone. Oh, remember that. Oh, sorry. You pause a little bit and say, so as I was about to go and do this and do that. It's easy. And when you're editing, you can easily put a transition there. It's easy for you to edit those mistakes out and put your transition to make it look perfect. Like you won't even know something happened here. You just think, okay, this person just said to pause here. I don't know if you understand, because sometimes when you say this, as in they are too close, so to edit them is always very, very difficult. Trust me, I made some of these mistakes when I started, and I had to learn myself. Like I had to time myself. I had to put certain spaces like pause. Sometimes I just pause, continue, pause, continue, pause, continue. For example, if you're going to be doing videos that have points, for example this one I'm doing right now, like you have 1 2 3 4 5 6 points. Immediately you're done with your number 1 point, try to give some space, like 5 seconds before you continue your number 2 point, before you continue your number 3 point, before you continue your number 4 point. This means you can actually put transitions or animations in between those videos to just make them colorful. Do you understand? This helps your video come out very, 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 very colorful. Also, always put a smile on your face. Try to make your video interesting. Like, don't just be in today's video I'm going to be talking about how to shoot your video. Trust me, I'm bored in less than, in fact it's been researched that people have very low concentration levels. So when your video is boring, they want to get the information. You're so slow about the information you want to give out. Before you know it, they're moving on to another person to watch, and they might likely not subscribe to your channel. So as much as possible, try and make your video engaging and interesting and with a smile on your face. Very, 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 very important. Now I want to say this to those who say, I am shy, I don't know how to come up on camera. Trust me, I used to feel like that, like I'm shy. But on the second thought, I'm talking to the camera, I'm not talking to human beings. Like I am not standing in the front of people to talk. Fortunately for me, I've been engaged in talking to crowds, talking to people, so that shyness thing wasn't really there. But sometimes venturing into something, you'll be like, hey, this kind of a thing, how am I going to do it? Trust me, just look at your camera lens and talk. Just talk to your camera lens. And before you know it, you're used to doing it. Your first video might not be very, very perfect. In fact, the couple of videos you're going to be doing first will not be perfect. But you continue to learn until you become very good at doing it. When I say if you go back to my videos, even till January this year, I'm sure they were not so good. But right now, I'm trying. I edit my videos myself, and I'm trying to do, make it look good and all that. Yeah, so my first few videos were not so good, but right now I think I am better. So don't be shy to make mistakes. Don't be shy to say, oh, I can't do it like this, I might not be able to do this. No, the more you do it, the more you learn. If you don't do it at all, you won't know where you made mistakes, you won't know where to correct, you won't know what to do. So this is what I have for you on how to shoot your videos, guys. So like I said, your cameras, the way you place your camera is important. How you look into your camera, how you smile, how you engage people are all part of your video shooting. So the next, I'm going to put you through how to edit before we now start how to upload videos on YouTube. How do you edit this video? What are the editing apps you need to know and how to use them? Trust me, really, you know how to use one editing app. I think it's easy for you to navigate other editing apps. Yeah, so I'm just going to be showing you the very simple ones, the ones you can lay your hands on and start using, not the very complex one. Like myself, I know how to use them, but I don't really go into them because they are more technical than the very simple ones. And sometimes in 30 minutes I'm done editing the video and it's ready for upload. So I will advise, or I'm going to put you through how to use them, the different functions of each icon you see on those apps, what they do and all that. So guys, if this video has been helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Bye.